Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Defect run. On this channel, I upload my recorded wins with some commentary and general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. So today, looking at our map here, the left side, there is the option to go to a very late shop into the Burning Elite, or a 3 Elite path to Burning Elite, or I could skip the Burning Elite altogether if I think I really can't do that. There's also a 3 Elite path on the right side, but that involves no campfire before the first Elite, and it's very early, which is a bit sus. And unfortunately no shop on the right side if I take this gold, so a little bit awkward here. Definitely, ideally would like to click Common Relic in high roll, but Common Relic of course has some variance. It generally won't be bad for you, but could do nothing, in which case that is bad, because the whale bonus is supposed to give you a nice little head start most of the time. And there's also a colorless card. Can be good, but a lot of variance there as well. If you hit some stinkers, then that's a bit of a waste as well. And boss swap, the most variance of course, could be literally you win the run immediately, or it could be busted crown. And so, especially as the defect, I tend to avoid boss swapping. Not that it's necessarily worse, but I just really don't like clicking that button as the defect. Losing that lightning orb just feels very bad to me. And so taking my sweet time here past me, was very interested in winning as the defect. And before this run, I wanted to definitely think. So decided to click on Common Relic after all and get Tiny Chest. Every 4th question mark will be a treasure room. It's definitely a low roll. While it sounds like a good effect to get treasures every 4 question marks, it's a pretty meaningless relic. You have some chance of receiving a treasure room anyway, and it also could be a downside if you have a cursed key or something like that. And yeah, you would like your Common Relic to give you some power. Comparing it to something like Anchor or Preserved Insect or Data Disk or something like that, it is really not particularly close. And we find a floor 1 defrag. Definitely consider taking a common attack over it, as Gremlin Knob exists. But defrag is defrag. We will click it and then hope we get there another way. Rebound is a good card though, and I really thought about that as well. Our Jawworm on here. Pretty good fight. Got a fire potion, that's excellent. And now we have 3 common attacks to choose from. So the way I thought about this, so Beam Cell is good when you already have a bunch of attacks. And perhaps like compile drivers I can draw, etc, but not quite ready for this Beam Cell yet with just strikes. And Barrage is here, which is a good card. However, it requires us to be able to create orbs for it to be really good. And all we have right now is Zap. And so if you think about it like this, Defrag is our card that is a kind of a slower card, already synergizing with making more orbs, already wants us to be able to make more orbs. And so no need to take another card that requires us to be able to make orbs when we can't make orbs yet. So instead I take the fast, consistent, go for the eyes. Just a solid attack, basically neutralize as a silent, except a little bit worse. If they're not attacking us, it doesn't remove artifact charges, is really the only difference. And pretty incredible that Go for the Eyes is a pickable card as a silent starter card, basically. Worst version of silent starter card. Just really goes to show how good that card is. But yes, I would say Go for the Eyes is definitely correct here. Barrage will be better, question mark, eventually, but right now, we need that fast, zero-cost attack, to be sure. No need to play defrag here. They have such low health that scaling is unnecessary. Dual cast, of course, uniquely good against the lice, doing that damage without needing to break the shield. And some trash here, sadly. Stack is a bit too early. Streamline is a mediocre common attack, and Aggregate is an excellent card, but just a bit too early for it. We don't have enough cards to make enough energy for it to be worth it yet. I do end up taking the Streamline though, of course. It is some good early damage. Basically a perfected strike kind of card. And ouch, 21 damage. Good. So taking minimum 16 here if I don't Fire Potion right now. I'm sure that I Fire Potion to get out of this one. Not interested in that. And Glacier's here, definitely clicking on that. That's a great card. First Glacier hits different. And found a defrag, upgrade defrag as well. So now those Frost Orbs are going to be very, very good. And I definitely made a whoops there. Did not mean to play Defends. But I would have kept up both orbs, so I missed 6 damage here. Just should have striked instead of defend. Please avert your eyes. Holy moly. What was I doing? So will it matter is the question. I don't think so. But always was going to take this 24, of course. I'd be at 17 right now if I hadn't done that. And then got there. So yes, that was very awkward looking, but it didn't matter. And some good cards here. Charge Battery and Darkness are solid. We have a Slime Boss. Could have taken Darkness, but I decided to get some more block. Charge Battery is quite good for, gives you energy as well. I am pretty high on Charge Battery as an early block card, personally. And Dreamcatcher's here. Solid, because we're definitely going to rest here. And so here, this is the Receive a Reward based on your offer event. At worst, a card remove here, but if you choose to remove an uncommon, you will get a full heal. And so I choose to remove Streamline here because it gains me 5 health. Very interesting decision. Probably a mistake. Should have just removed a strike. Not sure what that was about. So very questionable decisions coming from past me here. But I think I was a little bit distracted at this point. And I take a Runic Capacitor, I believe. We will gain 3 orb slots at the start of each combat. One of the best relics. Capacitor plus for free. 0 energy and doesn't cost you a card at the start of each combat. And then since I have the Glacier and Defrag, I decide, and a Charge Battery, I decided to remove a Defend there over a Strike because I'm a little bit worried about my damage against Slime Boss and the next elite coming up. Doesn't mean it's right, but that was what I was thinking. And also, didn't mention I found a Mercury Hourglass, of course, dealing that 3 damage to all enemies at the start of each turn. Pretty good. And Cool Head is, of course, excellent with our Defrag. And just good anyway. Take Static Discharge. A solid power. And a way to make orbs. And basically at this point, once you have the capacitor, you really just want to make orbs. So any card that's making orbs basically is really, really good. Got so many slots to fill and no cards to do it. And Hourglass excellent here, basically doing 9 damage a turn. Definitely very happy about that. And because we have so much Frost Orb, as soon as we kill even just one of these sentries, we'll never take damage ever again. And I have the right amount of Frost Orbs, 12 block a turn. So if I just kill one of these and keep all my lightnings, then that's plenty of damage. And drew double strike, so we are officially immune for the rest of this fight. Could just end my turn every fight and never take damage again. Very good. And got there. Regal Pillows here to synergize with our Dreamcatcher, making resting even better. Giving us an extra 15 health each time that we rest. And Hologram is an option here for sure. Not quite amazing yet, but it will get back a card once. Definitely have some more pressing upgrades though than the Hologram there. Cool Headed is probably better, and Static Discharge is looking quite good here. Doubling the amount of lightning orbs we gain when we get attacked. And Static Discharge going into Act 2 is really pretty good. Great against Book of Stabbing, which attacks you a lot of times. And great against the birds, dealing 1x6 damage, base damage. And just setting up here against Slime Boss once we have our full orbs and Defrag Plus in play. The Slime Boss is no match for us, and we're splitting here no matter what, so this is a bit awkward as well. Have to go for it here. Zap, strike. And I can't dual cast a Lightning Orb because of what I've done here, so perhaps playing this wrong. If I could have somehow put a Lightning Orb in front, that would have been ideal. And it looks like we're going to be splitting the left slime this turn. No way to do any more damage other than our Lightning Orbs. But we hit all 4 of them on it, so that's pretty good. And the Frail and Weaken not doing anything to our orbs. Our orbs are too powerful for the debuffs in this game. I believe only Act 4 Elite can remove focus from you. But if other monsters were just removing focus from you, then it wouldn't have it back. And we got there. Not too difficult of a slime boss fight, just had enough health going into it to not die to the first hit, and that's all we needed. And Bias Cog is here. A card that needs no introduction. Very good. So we got 1 Defrag Plus, 1 Biased Cog going into Act 2. Of course, doesn't mean we've won yet. Those cards are pretty... not very fast. So, gotta find some more stuff here. Got Pandora's Box. Capacitors here, which is a little bit less desirable than normal, so we already have a Runic Capacitor. And then Reprogram, Double Sweeping Beam. And Double Energy is fine, although it's unupgraded, and we have no 4th Energy, so it could be a little bit tough. So an unimpressive, although not completely disastrous, Pandora's Box there. And we're looking to remove this Reprogram from our deck. Complete trash. Among the worst cards in the game. Even if it just said gain 1 strength, gain 1 dex, it wouldn't even be that good. Unfortunately. But the -1 dex clause on it, boy is that tough. And a strange turn here. We want to get attacked and take damage for our Static Discharge. But how much damage? And do we want to go for the eyes either of these birds? It would make it do 0 × 6 damage. And we're already gaining 2 block from the Frost Orb. So we're at most taking 10 damage. But then we take 1, make 2 orbs, take 1, make 2 more orbs. And then we take the 3rd damage, the Frost Orb gets evoked, so you actually take less damage then. So yeah, we don't take that much damage actually, and I think making all the lightning orbs was correct. Got out, took a few damage, that's totally fine. There's a turbo here. Perhaps a little bit early, but with double sweeping beam, I think it's totally fine. We have 1 cool-headed and 1 hologram as well. So get that turbo in there while we can. And find the ink bottle from our tiny chest there. Every 10th card that we play, we'll draw a card. Potentially very powerful. Could basically just say the first card you play each combat draws you a card if you set it up correctly. But if you're not thinking about it, it can actually mess you up a little bit by making you draw at the wrong time. Should play Bias Cog here. And then, yeah, Ink Bottle being on the wrong number is pretty awkward. Could go for the eyes, hologram, but the cards in my deck are not doing a whole lot. If I draw Turbo, the 1 and 2, then I can play a card from my draw pile. Probably get back Glacier, then hope that Ink Bottle draws Turbo. If I don't take Glacier here, I'm foolish. Okay, and draw the wrong card, so. Could Energy Potion for it, but I'm only taking 4. It's not that big of a deal. Don't play that. Reprogram is worse than a Slimed. It's bad to play and doesn't even get exhausted. Genetic Algorithm versus Cool-Headed is a pretty interesting decision. I really wanted to take Algorithm, of course, but more card to draw and more orb. And no Echo Form yet, so cool-headed is fine. We got this event, the Joust. I always do the granny option. Not interested in gambling. And the bird is here yet again, but not hitting us on turn 1 before we have our static discharge, which is nice. Got to set up for next turn. Sweeping beam, see what I draw. If you're gonna draw anyway, draw first. Classic. And rebound versus charge batteries, interesting. I actually rebound the Go for the Eyes back on top, it seems. Interested in weakening this turn. I could keep going. There's Glacier. And Defrag is in play, so this looks pretty good. I can weaken both enemies. Unnecessary. Now we're taking a billion. Got static discharge though. Should proc some frost. That's could have been played better possibly, I'm not sure, but took a lot of damage there. Need to see that. And charge ink bottle as much as possible. Up to 8. Another cool-headed plus is here. Definitely clicking on that. And no need to be greedy and upgrade, probably. Just click that. I think that was a perfect full heal with Regal Pillow. 21 plus 15. 35? No, I mean 36. And 935 health. And ouch! Avocado Fungi Beast. God, this fight is brutal. And Defrag, of course, better than Capacitor there. 2 extra health. Fungi Beast could die here, making us vulnerable, but he would still take about the same amount of damage, since Fungi Beast no longer damages if it's dead. This fight should be over. Although, Defect uniquely, you know, having a bit of a hard time doing actual damage to Avocado, since the lightning orbs doing unblocked damage do not remove the plated armor, and therefore it still blocks for a lot each turn. A little bit awkward. Got it there. And Sweeping Beam plus a third copy, but Rainbow is here. And I have Capacitor and Runic Capacitor, so again, any card that make Orb, pretty good. And normally I'm not taking Rainbow. It might have even been wrong here. But Rainbow better than normal because of my Relic. And I love Rainbow. It's a very cool card, at least. The Dark Orb could prove to be useful. So I decide to take it. Though, Rainbow normally not a card as exciting as you might think. It's a little bit slow. A little bit clunky. Big pair, 10 max health. Not bad. And we got another, because of our tiny chest, a White Bee statue. Whenever we finish any combat, it will always drop a potion. Very good relic, generally speaking. And ouch, getting 24'd on turn 1 of Book of Stabbing here. Definitely the worst result. It would only do 14 damage if it does the multi-hit on turn 1. I'm interested in taking some unblocked attack damage just to make more Lightning Orb, but not too many. And here, I mean, we have so much damage. Just Glacier, and it's fine. Should dual cast as well. Yep. Biascog doing its thing. It's a good card. Get a Shuriken. Every time we play 3 attacks in a turn, we gain 1 strength for the rest of combat. Mediocre relic here. Not interested in playing that many attacks, and strength doesn't matter when we have so much focus already. And I take a skim over Doom and Gloom. If this was like early Act 1, I would have been snap picking that Doom and Gloom. But at this point, we just really want that draw and energy, so we can just do the defect thing, play our whole deck, put all our powers in play. Not interested in taking the Doom and Gloom. Doom and Gloom is fine still, but not over a skim. Skim is premium card draw. And I have the option to go to a store or not. I take the store. And card remove. Looks like I already got rid of the reprogram earlier. And we have no more basics due to our removal of all of them with Pandora's Box. Move the worst attack in my deck. Probably Rebound, it seems. Is that correct? I don't know. This is brutal. Static Discharge, Defrag, Biased Cog? Don't play Glacier? Yeah. Slavers, man. Ouch. Gotta kill them, at least one of them this turn, or else I'm going to die, probably. But it looks like I'm getting, what is that called? Oh, I should know what that debuff's called. Makes it so you can't attack, of course. I'm getting binded. And I'm choosing to take damage on purpose, so my discharge goes off again, it seems. Glacier, just in case. And doing that so my orbs evoke instead of playing Capacitor first. And Bottle Tornado is here, and Echo Form is here. Pretty cool. So down to 11 health from Slavers. Slavers are terrifying. And I take that, and I bottle it. So a nice little combo there. But of course, the Bottle Tornado would have been fine on Defrag as well. It seems like a pass there instead of taking another copy of Cool-Headed. Not so interested in that one, I suppose. And no need to play any of these. I do put Turbo in, or Rainbow in play though. Could have just played Echo Form and passed, probably. And that's brutal. Inkwell being on the wrong number, causing me to draw Defect at the wrong time there. Definitely very awkward. I skim first. So, of course, now every card I play first each turn is going to be doubled, so I have to make sure that I'm playing the right one. Take Defrag. And just make sure we don't die this turn, and then we should be fine. Discharge and play is good. Take 10. And oof. Double energy doing something if I were to play it first. But that's not better than doubling Sweeping Beam, probably. And soon we'll be doubling a Biased Cognition and doing 1 billion damage. And wow, all the Lightning Orbs hitting Collector was pretty weird. But it's fun. And these Voids are a bit of a bummer. And again, none of them hitting Collector, so I actually procced my Dark Orb there. That was very awkward. So the RNG with my orbs this fight has been really bad, but it doesn't actually matter. I was assuming that the Lightning Orb would kill the 1 HP minion. Foolish of me. Yeah, it won't matter here. Shuriken proc, huge. Should be dead at this turn. Double the zap. Should double the zap. And in fact, I drew into more voids, so whoops. Lives at 1 health. That's fine. Mercury Hourglass to finish the job. And there's a Core Surge that I don't think too long about. The Artifact Charge, preventing the focus down from Bias Cognition, makes it extremely valuable. And I keep the Artifact Potion around. Provides one Artifact Charge, doing the exact same thing as Core Surge, except whenever I want, which is very strong. Sometimes you draw the Core Surge, you have to play the Core Surge, and you may get debuffed in some other way, which makes your Bias Cog no longer be able to do the thing. But Artifact Pot, you can play that on the same turn you play the Biased Cog, and guarantee that you don't lose the focus. So in fact, I may even save that potion for the Heart Fight. And playing a lot of Sweeping Beams against these guys. Play Lightning Orb and hope it double hits the right one, I guess, is the only line. And it does. Good for me. Okay, the Sweeping Beams are okay. Okay in my book. Gotta kill the Exploder. I could just go for the eyes on it. I'm not sure past me realizes that. I have Echo Form in play. I instead opt to just full block it, which accomplishes the exact same thing. And just charging Ink Bottle. And there's Liquid Memories, which is probably better than Energy Potion. And of course, I didn't mention my boss relic, apologies, but took a nuclear battery. Start each combat with one fusion orb, which also gives me the energy. So basically a fourth energy, but a little bit of a unique defect spin on it. A good relic. And these guys are here. My deck is actually a little bit slow. I'm going to be going in on turn 1 and, you know, play his Echo Form on turn 1 and then kind of go from there. And these guys hit you really hard on turn 1. Shuffle Burns in. And it only gets worse from there. So I'm actually not feeling this one and I pass. I think I could have died to that fight. And I mean, this is a hard kill that we're watching. So definitely a lesson you have to learn in order to consistently win is you don't need to take every single thing that scales your power in order to win. Definitely is wrong to do things sometimes. And definitely, as the game says, no need to be greedy. And ouch. Taking some damage here. A lot of damage. Didn't play double energy, but double energy is awkward here because maybe there's a card we really want to double, like defrag or whatever, but we can't play double energy first because then the wrong card gets doubled. And so this double energy costing 1 is going to be awkward because we'll play a 1 cost card, go down to 2 energy, and then already if we play double energy it just would go down to 1 because we spent 1 energy on it, back up to 2 because it's doubled energy. And basically have to play on the same turn as Turbo if we want to even use it. And it's just not quite worth the upgrade either, so it's just a little bit awkward. It does come in handy though at some points, to be sure. And I choose not to take all 3 cards, even though I usually like to, because 10 health is quite a lot with this current health that I have. And then I key a Singing Bowl. It's already a bit late, and I'm not going to be super interested in skipping cards here. I really want to take cards that are good, and there's also not much time left in the run, so I think that the next chest is likely to be better than the Singing Bowl in Act 3. And when Giant Head is here, this Giant Head is in peril. This fight is the exact opposite of that Elite Fight thing that we skipped earlier with the 2 Orb Walkers, giving us 5 turns to set up, and so this Elite Fight is going to be much easier for us. We're much more well positioned against this kind of fight. Deciding to double play the Core Surge here so that I may double play this Biased Cog, and then I actually don't skim because I don't want to draw this Bias Cog this turn. I'm going to draw it next turn and naturally so I can double it. And now we have permanent 10 focus. That's beautiful. And we are officially never taking damage again in this fight. It is over. Play every copy of Zap, and then Glaciers and Cool-Headeds will continue to block for me. Might take us a little bit to actually get to there fully, but should be fine. And this Go for the Eye is going to be blocking a bit for us as well. Go for the Eyes blocks for more and more the more damage the enemies actually deal. And I'll trigger my Dark Orb here if I double play the Zap, so I guess I'm trying to dual cast it. And I do. And now I can feel free to just play as many Zaps as I wish. The Voids in my deck are very awkward, but Turbo is really good. God, the beta art for Turbo is so funny. He looks so sick. So, an unusually long giant head fight, but we got there. And that goes to show we are a bit slow, of course. Or at least our damage is a bit lacking. And a very real choice here, Compile Driver Plus versus Recycle. Recycle is a great card, kind of helps us, as we keep drawing our deck repeatedly, get the worst cards out of it. We can just play the best cards, eventually just Turbo and Cool-Headed repeatedly. It also could gain us some energy if it gets upgraded. But we also have a Compile Driver, which draws us basically 2 cards, and as an attack, we have a Shuriken, and we maybe need more damage. So definitely a real choice. I do click Recycle after all, but couldn't fault you for clicking on the very consistent and good Compile Driver there. Definitely don't be fooled by the fact that it's a common card. Common attack, even. Card draw is no joke. And we start each combat with a Plasma Orb and a Lightning Orb, so it always draws 2 cards, and then we'll usually also start with a Frost Orb, so it almost always draws 3 cards. Actually insane. And I should have used Power Potion first if I was getting Echo Form. Maybe I would have considered playing Glacier and Cool-Headed instead of the second Echo Form. So a bit of a mistake there, perhaps. And we found a Happy Flower and an Incense Burner. Why didn't I say anything about that? So we got the chest was Happy Flower, of course. Every 3 turns we get 1 energy. And Incense Burner is an excellent relic. Every 6 turns we will gain 1 intangible, reducing all damage we take to 1 for that turn. It'd be a very, very strong relic. Gonna have to take a lot of damage here, it looks like. Just play all the cards that I have to play in my mind. Could get back, like, Turbo and Skim, and then this hologram gets back a Turbo, next hologram gets back a Skim. Should have done this first then, probably. And yeah, didn't end up being that good. Oh, there's Reinforced Body. That's pretty good. Shouldn't play that. Doesn't do anything. Shouldn't play that either. Should have just reinforced body for a lot, probably. But I guess it's good to, you know, get the things in play that are actually going to win the fight. And hitting the one at the bottom right was huge there, minus 25 damage. So it would have been at 4 health here if that didn't die. So Reptomancer a bit sus for us right now. And looking to put, oof, that's bad. Looking to put Incense Burner on a good number here. Glacier bottom card, definitely want to play that. So this will kill the one on the right when I cool head it because of the Dark Orb. And recycle of wound. See, our deck is a little bit slow. Never found a self-repair. One self-repair would have been GG's very, very easily. With Echo Form. Second Bias Cog is here. Probably can click that. But another Compile Driver's here and a Chill. But like all 3 of these cards, very good. Definitely. And this guy is here. Writhing Mass. Just trying to not get cursed. And I don't think Past Me appreciated that the 9x3 went down to 1x3 because Incense Burner came online. Now I realize it, so I can just play Echo Form and move on. Yeah, I think I was a little bit distracted in the past here. Just kind of clicking cards, having a good time, trying to win. But still not giving it 100% of my brain power. I'm sure you can relate, fellow viewer. And that's a great turn. Double the defrag and then use my 1 artifact charge to prevent the focus minus from Bias Cog. Now I'd love to get out of this fight with Incense Burner on 5. But probably not happening. It's a little bit too much health still. Could rip it. Should rip it. Probably. Is that bad? Now that I play that, I definitely rip it. Surely. Nope. But the Static Discharger play doesn't do anything. I don't know if Past Me was considering the Incense Burner as much as I know that I should. But it looks like we're getting out here. So, it was fine after all. Should have played more cards for the ink bottle as well. And Boot Sequence is here. That's actually a pretty good card when we have Echo Form. No need to draw other cards on turn 1. We're always playing this Echo Form. It's really, really important. So just in case we can't get Incense Burner on the right number, then just have that Boot Sequence just in case. Or Surge Defrag, probably. Thinking Glacier, it's beautiful. Man, Glacier's a card. And playing Bias Cog with no artifact against Nemesis could be a bit awkward. We're only doing damage every other turn. So definitely might want to hold off on that with our lack of damage at the moment. Not sure what I'm looking for here. Past Me thinks that I played a card that I didn't or something. Looks like I do in fact rip it. I was looking for Zap, but I couldn't find it. And then eventually I found it, and I played it. Okay. Yeah, gotta get that lighting orb in play, of course, if we're going balls to the wall here. And can't play that dual cast at the moment. Doesn't do any damage. It is intangible. Could have recycled a burn. That's a mistake. And I think this Dark Orb is going to get the job done. Could just zap instead. So, foolish of me. And burner on 4 is pretty good. Take an Equilibrium. Build your own Runic Pyramid with a Echo Form involved. And we found a fight here. It's very sad actually because we had the Incense Burn on a good number. And we found a Strawberry, giving us 7 max health, as well as a Blood Vial, giving us 2 current health at the start of each combat. Both pretty mediocre common relics. Definitely won't complain about some sustain though, as the defect. Get rid of Recycle, or get rid of Equilibrium, just because it gives the most energy. Don't need it. And once again, interested in getting out of this fight with Burner on 4 or 5. Sometimes you want it to be on 4, because maybe the enemy doesn't attack you on turn 1 ever, that you know you're going into. Like the Heart or the Act 4 Elite. Act 4 Elite does attack you on turn 1, but the big attack is turn 2. And we got there. Ink Bottle on 0 though, that's bad. Should have not played so many cards there. And keeping our double artifact pots. Definitely interested in saving those for the Heart. And we are against Time Eater. So have to play this Echo Form. No doubt about that. But then, we're getting rid of Core Surge and Bias Cog, so later we could double the Hologram and then get back Bias Cog and Core Surge and play them both on the same turn. That's pretty good. So I could Echo Form Capacitor here. And I guess I get rid of Boot Sequence as well, just so I don't draw it later. By the time I redraw this Boot Sequence, I might not need the block anymore, although it does tick up the counter, of course. So Incense Burner being on 4 here was really good. Would have taken a lot of damage here. Think I would live? Pretty sure. There's the Hologram. So exactly 4 cards that we can play left in this turn. Hologram twice, and then Biased Cog and Core Surge get played. Good. So yeah, it looks like we would have taken 12 times 3 on turn 2. Base damage. So yes, we would have lived. We'd be very low right now. Without Incense Burner. But we would have lived. Looks like I am doing the thing with Equilibrium, build your own Runic Pyramid. Keep your whole hand. Just playing whatever cards. Recycle anything. I think I hit dual cast here if I remember correctly, and it's actually definitely wrong to do that, but it doesn't actually matter. Once Defect gets to this point against Time Eater, it's like impossible to lose, but yeah, should save the dual cast so the Dark Orb comfortably kills. Could have exhausted anything else. And yeah, it looks a bit weird, but we're just playing minimal cards needed each turn in order to full block. Our lightning orbs will deal some damage. Our dark orb continues to tick upwards, and eventually Time Eater will simply just die. No need to continue to play cards that we don't need to, giving it strength and whatnot. Here I'm already blocking for 50, I can just pass. And the dark orbs cook it. But we don't have a dual cast anymore. It's like it would already be basically dead right here if we still had that dual cast. Now we are splitting, which is good on the turn that we got debuffed. That vulnerable can be very brutal. Now we can't get out on the right turn for Incense Burner, which is a bit tough. Probably could, but I just played this Bias Cog for some reason. Getting out on the wrong turn there. Past me definitely was not looking at that. Or knew it was on 5 and tried to get out last turn, but didn't quite have enough gas for that, unfortunately. And probably don't play that because I have an Ink Bottle on 9 yet. It wouldn't have reduced the damage taken anyway because it has Artifact, so if I had drawn Defrag or something there, that would have been really awkward. Not interested in that. I definitely want to find like Turbo. Oof. I played Skim over other stuff in order to try to draw Turbo so I could block her even more, but I whiffed, so now I'm kind of here. Taking 18. So unusually difficult Donu deck of fights so far. So I get to play 2 different Biased Cogs. I'm doing math. I could just take Biased Cog and not take any damage. Don't know why I wouldn't. It's fine. That also full blocks and then subsequently wins without taking any more damage. Once again, double energies in my hand, doing nothing. Should probably just play it, but I keep thinking it's going to be good someday once I've recycled my deck down and can have a huge, crazy turn with turbos. No need to clog my hand with it though, really. Time to start making lightning orbs. Pretty incredible how important Zap was in this run. No electrodynamics, no ball lightnings. Just good old Zap. And Rainbow even, doing damage for me. Static Discharge is fine, but of course at this point we can't really afford to put that in play and take damage for it to make so many lightning orbs. Only blocking for 15, a little bit off. Finally rip the double energy. Play some Frost Orbs, to be short. Could play Static Discharge here just to get it out. Tired of seeing that guy. That's enough. Yeah, I should have played it. It's fine. Play Sweep Beam first so that I can zap only once, and the Dark Orb's in the right place, and I can dual cast the Dark Orb. And ideally would get the Deca to 63 or lower health so that it dies, and then the other hit goes to Donu, but can't get there. And I want Instance Burner on 4 desperately here for the Act 4 Elite fight. And I get there, so that's very nice. Should have played more cards for the Ink Bottle though, yet again. Keep forgetting about that one. But to thump, a Deep Pulsing Dread on to Act 4. In under an hour is Defect. Very happy about that. And some good choices here. Capacitor, obviously, but with Runic Capacitor going up to 6, and then Echo Form plus Capacitor regular is up to 10 already. And that's max. We don't have a way to remove our orb slots for benefit, so no need for even more orb slots. And Rainbow was a consideration. I might want more Rainbows. More Dark Orbs could be good. But I thought it'd probably be fine with just one, especially with double Ancient Potion for double Biased Cog going into the heart. So just upgrade the Biased Cog, I think. And then when we put it in play with our Artifact Pilot, it'll be even better. So definitely a tough choice. Double Energy was also fine. Makes it not terrible. And we have a membership card. I believe this is just correct math, that if you have more than double the gold that membership card costs, then it's free. And there's a self-repair we wanted the entire run that we never found. Horncleat is here, of course. Very, very good relic. Blocking for 14 on turn 2. Very, very powerful. And you gotta take 2 there in order to make some orbs. And now we would be getting hit for 61, I believe, right now. But instead, only 5, thanks to the power of Intangible. Decide to play some Sweeping Beams and draw some cards. There's Biased Cog. Definitely playing that. So this fight's going pretty well so far. And now we're getting hit for 57 and 12. That's a bit unusual. And it even lets me turn around there. That's nice. Drawing that attack. So it took a little bit less damage, I suppose. And probably want to double play. Nope. I was going to say probably double play the Bias Cog, but this is fine as well. Not really entirely sure what I'm thinking about here. Skipping the second Bias Cog is a bit weird. I definitely am going to get there before, you know, I run out of focus or whatever, so a bit weird. But getting a lot of block there from doubling our reinforced body. Very happy about that. And taking some damage here, it seems. Just a little bit, though. Our Frost Orb's getting evoked by making more Lightning Orbs with Static Discharge. This time I realize I should play that card. It's a good card. And trying to get there before the burner, it seems, but didn't get there. So now going into the heart on 0 stack instance burner, that's pretty bad. Definitely want that on 4 so that we can block on turn 2. In the turn where we get all the status, or all the debuffs on us. Yeah, that's a bit of an awkward unupgraded defrag there. Better than not clicking it, I suppose. Should have played boot sequence first, that's a mistake. Took 2 damage. And saving the artifact potions, very, very spooky, but want to save those for the biased cogs. So I could just drink them both right now. The heart never applies statuses to you again after that. And I reinforced body doubled. So block for a lot there. Double a biased cog, probably. Take 4. Have to do that first, or else it wouldn't get doubled. And save the other one. So going down to 24, 14, I mean. Math. And once again, could double a power and take damage from the beat of death, or block first. I could also core surge doubled, but that might be a little bit greedy. Yeah, we're taking some damage to put our cards in play here for sure. And I ripped the core surge, no need to be greedy about that. One more bias cog would be totally fine. And it definitely can't be greedy here, gotta double the glacier. We need them frost orbs. And the immediate block, of course. Not interested in going on to 6 here. That'd be very sus. And then here I can also turbo out the defrag. No need to be greedy about that either. Doubling any more cards that aren't block cards at this point would possibly kill me, because it would involve playing them before we have any block for the turn, therefore taking damage from the beat of death. And here I can't block, so I simply... Oh, I do play defrag. I am intangible, so only taking 2 instead of 4 there. And then I pass. Being as greedy as possible whilst not dying to the heart. And then now we definitely pass, not taking forward. Down to 4. Charge battery first, it blocks, and then I can play cards. Could have gone reinforced body, turbo, cool-headed, something like that, but decided to take 1 to put the second biased cog in play. Now we have so much focus. Simply no way we can lose at this point. And then we want to get that Dark Orb to the front and evoke it. If we had glaciered there, we would have made 4 Frost Orbs and evoked the Dark Orb. It would have been bad. And also get rid of all of our Lightning Orbs. We do want the Lightning Orbs around at the moment. They need to do damage. Gotta get out eventually. Probably start with the Equilibrium here. Or perhaps a Hologram. Definitely building our own Runic Pyramid yet again. Finally play Double Energy. Maybe. Yep, there we go. It's time. Now we can dual cast this Dark Orb. No need to do any more than 100 on the Dark Orb against the Heart. The Heart can only take 200 damage a turn. I think that number is 300 on lower Ascensions, though. If memory serves. I wouldn't know, though. It's been so long. And yet again, gotta block. This is the really awkward part about Defect. You have to be able to block without Frost Orbs, because you take damage whenever you play a card. That is, I find, the most challenging part of winning the run as Defect is, like, not dying to the beat of death. Boy, is it tough. Exhausting, Looping Beam there, because Slimed I can actually just play, get rid of, and the burn would not give me 1 energy. But Incense Burner is doing something here. Happy about that. And we're almost there. Just need a little bit more juice. One more Lightning Orb would be nice. There's a dual cast. I could go full-headed dual cast. But whoops! Hero Void. Very sad. And now it's just dead. And double any block card, and then play a Zap. And the Zap will evoke first Lightning Orb, and then the 2 leftover will be lethal. We did it! Pretty much exactly 1 hour. Solid Defect run. A lot of little itty-bitty mistakes that definitely could have added up, but overall played okay, and definitely happy with my card choices. And that made me feel pretty good about winning with the Defect there. Nothing too crazy, just get focus and win. And Echo Form was a huge player as well. But Self-Repair would have made that run completely free. Did get a little bit sus there in some of the fights, but made it all the way through. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a beautiful day.